Art, and you're listening to the Smack Raw podcast.
What? Okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
Sean was in the kitchen.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Smack Draw podcast. We are your host, Kyle Tyson, and Mr. 8984, RN himself, Mr. Mute RN. Here to cover the season premiere of Friday Night SmackDown. The season premiere, if you didn't know. We had celebrities in attendance. We had the whole roster to show off. Daniel Bryan made a return. New Day split up. And somehow all of this resulted in a fucking lackluster of a show.
Literally.
Yeah, man, nothing happened. It was like, you know what it was, RN? It was like a kid who has a whole bunch of new toys. And his friends come over and he says, "Look at all my toys that I have over here."
Don't touch him.
And then says, "Don't touch them. You can't play with them." It's kind of what it felt like last night. They just wanted to show off who they had, tease a couple things, but ultimately give us nothing.
Well, let's get to this rant I want to get, so let's jump into it. So
Hold on, man. Hold on. Got to be patient now. You guys, if you're unfamiliar with the show, we are a wrestling recap show. We stream live after all WWE and AEW shows, except for NXT for the time being. For the time being, NXT is the only thing that we pre-tape. You can catch us live on twitch.tv/puttingyouover. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/SmackDrawPodcast. If you ever miss a live stream, we're pretty much everywhere. Audio versions of the podcast can be found. Make sure to check them out. Like, subscribe, download, leave a rating, a review. Hop in the comments on YouTube, man. I love interacting with people in the comments on YouTube. Yeah, definitely check us out over there. We're the official recap show for WrestlingNewsWorld.com. We're the exclusive recap show for them. You can check them out, read your articles on recaps, hot takes, interviews. We recently, one of our affiliates, Standing Streamer, who actually hosts the show called Putting You Over, had the Dark Order's John Silver on the show yesterday. That was fucking crazy, man. John Silver showed up. And they had like no chemistry, man. Poor Streamer, man. I think Silver was tired and Streamer wasn't on his game. Of course, he was interviewing a wrestler that he actually is not the most familiar with. I was like pulling my hair out, man. I was like, dude, I could knock this out the park. I'm a huge fan. I watch Silver every week. Oh well, though. You know, you win some, you lose some.
right.
Anyways, and lastly, really quick. Sorry, Aaron, don't mean to cut you off. Support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast. You can join up, man, for as little as $1 a month. I think best value is definitely in the $25 a month Patreon, at least for the first month, man. Because not only are you going to get the official SmackDraw t-shirt, a whole ton of stickers. Well, also, if you have anything you want to plug, social media, do you do your own podcast? Do you have anything else like a Twitch channel? We'll plug you for $25. But we appreciate any support that you guys are willing to give us. Once again, just hop on over to patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast. We greatly appreciate it, man, so much. All right, now I'm done shilling. What is it you want to go on a rant about, RN?
Oh, it's definitely for Lars Sullivan. Let's get there.
Lars.
Yeah, it's definitely for Lars.
Lars, really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Daddy. Oh yeah, Daddy. I want to go on a rant.
All day. Okay, man. We'll get into it.
It's a rant, but it's not gonna be one of my fiery cussing like.
Yeah.
It's just matter of factly a rant.
Speaking of rants, you know that there's kind of a need or a want out there we've talked about where you give us like a 5 to 10 minute weekly rant about everything that pissed you off in the wrestling week. So
No, I did not know. What's up? What's up?
So you watch
God
Raw,
damn, you feel me, you win.
NXT, AEW, and SmackDown. Write down everything that pisses you off about those shows, and then on Saturday or Sunday, give us like a 5-10 minute rant. And it works as both as like a recap, and you get to blow off some steam, man. So.
Oh, I did not know this was a thing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I'm down for that. Sure.
We'll talk about it, man. We'll talk about it for
you
sure.
let me know. I can definitely make that happen.
Yes, sir, man. All right, man. Let's get into SmackDown.
Let's go.
We kicked off the show. The entire locker room, the new SmackDown locker room post WWE draft,
and it was a Raw locker room too.
Yeah, a Raw locker room as well. Standing at the top of the ramp, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon are in the ring. They cut one of the most generic season premiere promos, just talking about it's like to set up new stories and new drama and all new this, new that, and we got almost none of it.
This is how you know Vince is still in control of these shows, because with Triple H and Stephanie, the chemistry they have and who they are, like, you know that they could kick off a show better than fucking that.
It was such a generic, like, we hit the reset button, everybody. Let's get excited. And it was, oh my God, it's just the diminishing returns from these resets that they have.
Just say it was ass. I just want to hear it on that dirty little mouth of yours. Just say it was ass.
So anyways, we
anyways. All right, you can know. You're the boss, man.
They were talking about matchups that we have. Pretty much went over all the Raw wrestlers that have come over for matchups. Braun taking on Roman Reigns, the New Day having their 6-man tag match before Kofi and Xavier go off to Raw, along with Sheamus, because he was in the match as well. And then lastly, the tag team champions, I almost said Private Party, fucking Street Profits, taking on Rudolph, which Rudolph is on Raw, right? If I remember correctly.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Jesus.
I don't know. You got me.
I think they are. I'm not sure. But yeah, a brawl breaks out. The whole locker room breaks out as everyone's fighting each other. Lars Sullivan comes out. He starts beating up guys. I didn't even see who he was beating up, man. I was making my
beat up everybody, and this is where my rant comes in. Like, this motherfucker blatantly racist in numerous chat rooms and numerous tweets. He fucking was blatantly homophobic, even though he was doing homosexual porn. And Enzo and other guys who literally were not charged or were not proven to be guilty of anything that they did, were cut and let go and fucking completely wiped out like they never were a part of WWE. And then this fucking guy is propped up and pussy on a pedestal every time he comes out there. Like, this shit to me is fucking unacceptable. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to like the guy. Like, I'm not mad at the guy. Like, he's definitely what we need. You need that big guy, because they completely cut off Braun Strowman's balls, even though I hate him and every other big guy. So, like, you got to have this fucking terrible fucking heel monster that comes to kill people, but not a racist, homophobic, gay porn starring fucking guy. Should not be who you put your money behind. Fuck Vince McMahon. He's ass. And there's nothing else I can say about it. Like, this motherfucker, like, even after his first stint where they took him off TV because it was fucking like, I was behind him because I'm both bipolar as well. I understand what he was going through. But then when all this shit started coming out, and then even recently some stuff came out with him tweeting and saying racist and homophobic shit. Like, bro, like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously. Like,
yeah, I mean, I definitely see the argument, you know. I'm not the most excited person to see him either. But I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I'm willing to accept his character as much as I'm not. And you know, the thing about it is, with that all being said, I'm still willing to accept his character. I just find myself, even in that role, lack of excitement to see him because there's no depth. It's a one-dimensional character anyways.
And honestly, I would be too if it was one or the other, because there's all types of wrestlers that we found out are racist or homophobic or something, but not both. Like the both thing is what throws me off.
They usually go hand in hand, I would think. Not that I know, but I would
yeah, but I'm saying, but like at least you know one or the other. Like we've never had something to tie both of them to one guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. And like I said, especially with shit like Enzo got fired and let go, and then was found not guilty, and they still like have not reached out a fucking olive branch or anything, when he probably had the fucking, besides Paul Heyman, he could have been your best manager you had in the entire fucking business, not just your brand, but maybe in the business as well as he was on the mic. And like it's just other people that they've let go and like completely wiped out for smaller and dumber shit than what this guy has been shown. Like that's the part that like I'm like I don't like it. Vince McMahon is trash. He is literally trash.
I got you. Well, I'll ask one question. And then we'll put it to rest. I don't think we can really say much more about it as far as that goes. Why do you think he is given such leeway?
Because it's Vince. When Vince has his fucking like guys that are his guys, it doesn't matter what anybody else says or does. That's what he's going to do. And like I can't get mad at it because you pay the cost to be the boss. So. Yeah. As long as he's fucking like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because even as much as we love Keith Lee, like we know that Vince is gonna fuck him over and like ruin him, but that's still his guy. So we have to have
that shit, man. Don't jinx that shit.
No, but I'm not jinxing. I'm saying we have to have our hopes up because we've heard for a while now that Vince has had his eye on them. Like all Vince's people, like Lana, all these fucking whack ass people that are terrible, they're gonna get their time whether we like it or not. So it kind of is what it is. We got to swallow it and keep going, because like. What the fuck else are we gonna do?
I got you, man. Well, well said. I know a lot of people out there agree with you, Aaron. Me, I'm not as hot about it just because, like, I don't know. I think time heals some wounds, and a lot of the stuff's happened in the past. I'm definitely not gonna sit here and defend the man, by no means. It's like at this point, I just accept that he's on TV, and I don't anticipate him to be there for too much longer. But
but that's saying the shit before was like in the past. Like it was like before he got with NXT and everything, but like there's been recent shit that he's done and like been racist as fuck about, like as while he was gone from his like sabbatical, whatever. That's the part I'm pissed. Like I give everybody the benefit of some shit 5 years ago. Nobody is the same person they were 5 years ago, whether you're worse or better. Nobody is the same person you were 5 years ago. But when you do some shit within the last year, that's when I'm like, all right, bro, I don't know. I can't give you the benefit of the doubt for shit you just fucking did.
Yeah. Well, hey, maybe that new rant idea. I mean, hell, I think you just gave us half of that right there. Going on. We'll go ahead and we'll just power through this. But Lars targets Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy gives him the slip. And this sets up their opening match. I guess Jeff and Lars Sullivan, they are actually kick off the show after they come back from the commercial break. First celebrity guest in the Thunderdome. I had just talked about this Monday. I was like, because I was convinced that I had seen Charlotte Flair in the Thunderdome. And then Katie was telling me that she saw possibly Becky Lynch. And I was like, yeah, why don't they have more celebrities and superstars, popping up? I imagine some nights they're free for a little bit, and lo and behold, here we go. Jeff Jarrett was in the Thunderdome. Okay, for one, listen, I know they're like Kevin Dunn is used to zooming in on crowd members. It doesn't translate the same when you zoom in on an LED board. No, because you don't know if or not. Because even that one, we were all arguing about it in the group chat. Like, was it Charlotte? Like, it's like just a random stick? The image is clearer if you just pull the camera back a little bit. It's okay. You just send her Jeff. I mean, shit. You're on Fox. Do what they do like on the NFL and stuff. Have someone circle it with one of those digital pens. Right. There's Jeff Jarrett. They can write it in there. Everything,
Put up the fucking like little banner like they do for anybody. Like, hey,
man, zoom in on an LED board, man. Just looks like you're watching some like censored Japanese porn or something, man. You can't see shit. All right. Oh man.
If they're really like with the Jeff Jarrett show, like I don't understand like why he's not like a writer or something for SmackDown.
I don't know, man. I think he does something. I can't recall, but anyways, we get the match between Jeff Hardy and Lars Sullivan, and honestly, there's really nothing to highlight here. It's a forgettable match. Jeff is not completely squashed. However, he does give Lars a twist of fate, which Sullivan lays down for all of 3 seconds from it before he staggers to his feet, pulls Jeff Hardy off the top rope because Jeff is going to follow up with the Swanton Bomb like he would anybody else. But by the time he managed to get to the top rope, Lars was standing, met him there, gave him the freak accident, and pinned Jeff Hardy. Jeff, look, I know how you feel about Jeff, and we already got one superstar rant out of the way. However, Jeff was just on Raw being billed as the new
face of Raw,
leader of Raw.
And I'm gonna defend Jeff on this because first of all, let's be honest, Lars is not as big a fucking like freak and fucking like beast as they make him out to be. He's like 6 foot tall, like you know what I'm saying. So like it's like it kind of like throws me off. Like yeah, he's big and he's strong. But like he's not a monster like Strowman or anybody. So like it's different when he's in NXT and everybody's 5 foot.
It's like if you ordered Brock Lesnar off of Wish. You know, it's like the level of quality that you would have got.
It's different in NXT. It's different when everybody in NXT is 5'7" to 5'9", and then you got a 6'2" guy there. It's not the same because Jeff Hardy's a fucking like a bigger guy for him to be as small. Like he's like at least 6'2", right? Like 6'1", 6'2". He's not
I think he's 6'1". I think he's 6'1" like, at tallest. Yeah.
And he looked like he was damn near the same size as Lars. So like it didn't like that's the part about Lars that pisses me off. Like besides the like other shit, like they play him up as like this beast and like this like fucking monster, but like he's probably my height. I'm probably the same height as him and probably weigh as much as him. Like that's not a monster. Like I'm a short fat dude. Like so is he. Like that's not a monster.
I'm probably as big as Lars Sullivan, at least weight wise. I don't know. I definitely ain't got the.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
like,
pretty big like, guy, but still.
He's like 6'1" maybe.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, it was lame. Jeff Hardy, the new face and leader of Raw, self-appointed, loses like a 5-minute match to Lars Sullivan. Next up, though, we got the Bianca Belair video package. Hands down, probably the best video package, like hype video, all year. Like 2020, that is how you build. Not only did it make her look like a dominant force, dude, that shit made her look cool as fuck. Like, instantly made her look like a star. Whoever produced that music and the editing team, like, all those people deserve a raise. That was a legit music video quality thing. Like, I could go back and watch that shit multiple times.
I want to like I love that, and I want to feel like, but like if they didn't do anything with her after coming off of the Royal Rumble, how hot she was and how good she looked, like I can't have faith that they're gonna fucking do anything with her coming off of video.
I mean, Corey Graves was saying hands down she'll be champ by next year. I'm gonna remain optimistic. Like I'm not even. And this, I've been let down before, but I'm not even gonna let like pessimism dampen me. I'm choosing to believe that on SmackDown she is going to once Sasha and Bayley get their shit out of the way. I think who do they have after them? So that's what I was gonna say. Like how can they fuck this up when after Sasha and Bayley there is no one else? Like who else do they have in the women's division over there? Yeah, they brought over the Riot Squad. They didn't bring anybody that's gonna threaten the title. That's for sure. Other than Bianca Belair. They didn't bring anybody.
Right. I just feel like they have maybe another Becky Lynch on their hand if they do it right. Like because even as a heel, people couldn't help but fucking cheer for her and fucking get behind her when she was a heel on NXT. Like it was like you didn't know who's the face or the heel in any match she had because the crowd fucking loved her so much and like she's so charismatic. Like
yeah, my wife loves her. Like she's my wife's favorite female roster member. On all brands. Yeah, my wife fell in love with her the first time she saw her, which, I mean, how can you not? Bianca's fucking awesome, man.
Right. Everything about her and her strength, like her athleticism and strength and just like when you see her, you zero in on her, no matter what she's doing, no matter who she's in the ring with. Like,
yeah. So we come back from all that. We get the New Day, the split up. They start off by giving a promo. I felt bad for the New Day. This is something that you'd want done in front of a crowd, because you'd be able to get shots of people crying in the audience. People would be chanting their hearts out. 6 years these guys spent together. They went down memory lane from Xavier Woods pitching this idea of a trio to two guys that were already established and didn't owe him anything, to them having late nights, early mornings at Waffle House talking about family. I like that Big E still jokes that he's just doing his own thing.
In real talk, like I have like videos of me and my son, like we went to a show here in Cincinnati when they were still doing the like Nation of Islam shit with Xavier had the fucking Malcolm X glasses in the suit and shit and everything. Like I still have videos of that on my phone, like before they were even like back on TV or anything. Like it was like a random house show in Cincinnati. Like, so like,
yeah,
I've been interested in this.
I got to see him at Starrcade.
Starrcade,
the first one that they brought back that was not a network special.
Right. I was at the network special. Yeah, that was the first show I ever took my daughter to.
Yeah, man. They talked about Kofi winning the title, you know, and all the guys were getting emotional. It was just, like I said, it was awkward. You could almost sense that they were doing it in front of, you know, silence. Just because they had no energy to feed off of. When you're giving heartfelt stuff, you feed off of energy in the room.
But you know what I took away from this show? Like I felt like how they did it, it kind of set up to where once Big E fails or not, or if he fails, I feel like some way they're going to shift him over to Raw with them. Like something's going to happen. They're going to pull the fucking superstar change or trade or some shit. Like I feel like this kind of like left that open to where he's still a part of New Day. He's just not on the show with them. Yeah, like if that makes sense.
We'll see. Personally, I said on Monday, I think that's it. I don't think they get back together in a permanent status. I think if down the road they rekindle anything, it'd be kind of like when the Shield would do their little reunion tour. It'd just be for a very brief period and then back on to doing what you're doing.
The only reason why I don't think that is that they've made too much money. They made way much. As dope as the Shield was and as much as they were separately, nobody's made the money for WWE like New Day has.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see though. I am definitely open to being wrong, man. Heel Josh is coming in with a party of 22. Awesome, man. Thank you guys for joining us. We ended up getting a match. Now, this is where I was joking with you guys. And I was talking about during the New Day, I said, you know, honestly, I can't stop thinking about how awkward this must be for Cesaro. Because Cesaro just, you know, he's in there with Sheamus, his old tag team partner, and then and he's got Nakamura, and it was just, I don't know, man. To me, I just pictured it as like this entanglement, like, oh man. But no, they're not going to do anything stupid like that. That's just me. That's me. I find stupid humor in stupid things. But
I didn't think it until you put it in the chat. Like, oh yeah, this is kind of fucking. Cesaro knows exactly what Big E's going through.
Yeah. The match actually proved to be easily the best match of the night. Big surprise. The New Day as a tag team taking on The Bar with Nakamura. You're going to have a killer fucking match, man. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. A lot of high spots. New Day looked like they haven't skipped a beat. Cesaro and Sheamus still have insane chemistry whenever they link up together. They were doing the bar gestures and stuff like that. That was a lot of fun. Ultimately, it came down to Sheamus eating the midnight hour, and then he takes the pin. Afterwards, the New Day, they embrace in the ring. The mic is just picking up Big E thanking Kofi and Xavier Woods. I got to ask you, man. I got to ask you, and the guys in the chat that just came in, did you expect or did you want anybody in the New Day to turn? Personally, really quick, my take on it was, a lot of people I was saying is like, oh, Big E would turn. I was like, no, if anything, it'd be Xavier and Kofi, because from a storyline, from the fucking draft, the part that doesn't make any sense is the New Day was billed as a trio, and yet as USA, you chose to take only 2 of them. So that makes no sense. So if Kofi and Xavier turned on E, they could have said, we requested USA only draft us. And,
you want to know what's wrong with your take?
What's that?
It makes too much fucking sense.
It makes too much sense.
Why would you dare bring something like logic or something that fucking like we could grasp on to, or something that like we could actually say down the line? That's what should have happened. Why would you dare do something like that, Kyle?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But
why would you dare make fucking sense for WWE?
Yeah. Matt Ritter in the chat's making fun of me saying Cesaro and Sheamus getting back together was bigger than the New Day splitting up. Matt, I was 100% serious. So afterwards, what was the shit with Sami Zayn in the back? I saw him say something about like he referred to Otis as stupid, and Otis just like bodied him.
Oh, Otis shoved him out his fucking pants. So I wasn't really paying attention to it either. I mean,
yeah.
Anytime Otis comes on, I like erratically just like black out, because he's a jobber to me. I like him. I feel like he has potential, but like as of right now, especially holding the fucking Money in the Bank, like he's worthless to me. He's a Joe Bear.
You know what was weird is when in the beginning of the night, when they were introducing all of the big names that SmackDown had, it was Sami Zayn as the Intercontinental Champion, and then they immediately followed up. But here's Mr. Money in the Bank, Otis, almost kind of like leading you to believe Otis gonna cash in on the Intercontinental Championship,
which would just make this be as much as this would make, if that happens, it would be as ass and as like lame with him having the thing as everyone's been saying for the past fucking 6 months.
Hear me out, though. Hear me out. Alright, if you're running around right now, SmackDown, that locker room, right? And you Mr. Money in the Bank, and you see what the fuck Roman Reigns is doing to his own family and Braun Strowman. You know, the other gold might look a little more tasty.
But you're right. But here's the thing, though. Like, there's a history of cashing in on a champ after he's had a grueling fucking match with somebody else. So as soon as that fucking Hell in a Cell match is over, or even Survivor Series when he's going to have to go against fucking Drew, you run your ass out there and cash fucking in.
But then you have to deal with Roman or Drew coming back. Now, I'm not saying you don't want to strive to be the best, but those are two murderers.
I agree, but my thing is, like, if that wasn't a precedent and a part of being the Money in the Bank champion, then I would go with what you're thinking. But the fact that there's been a motherfucker that cashed in at the WrestleMania main event, Edge, the very first time, cashed in on fucking Cena after he went through a grueling ass match and pretty much got his ass kicked. Like, there's too many precedents set where you can catch the champion off guard and win the belt. So that's why I'm like, if you cash in with the Intercontinental shit, you owe some bitch shit, bro.
I know. I'm just trying to apply some logic here. Otis is going to need a faction. Otis is going to need some bodies, like
right. Or if it had been like he won it from somebody accidentally, like someone else won the initial thing, and then like they had like a tournament or like a weird match where this mid-card guy won the fucking Money in the Bank match. He's like, fuck, I'm never going to fucking contend for the world title. Why would I do that? I'm an Intercontinental guy, and fucking did something like that. I could get behind that.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see, man. We're going to have to wait and see. This is a mess. What are they doing? And I mean, they didn't even acknowledge that apparently there's a court hearing, a continuance. It is like, dude, they do not know what they're doing with that Money in the Bank situation. And then even me, I sit here and I try to play fantasy booker, and it has got to be one of the hardest fucking things. You can't, even if you did what you said, Otis cashes in on Roman. Oh, you know Otis, the second he gets the rematch, boom, gone. So he needs
Right.
to he needs a faction. He needs something. It's
Need to get
weird,
the fucking
man.
blood off him, or like they should have did. Like I said, put him with Fiend. Make him be fucking husky, bro.
Put him with the Fiend. Oh man. Daniel Bryan's back. We get the second celebrity appearance in the Thunderdome. Brie Bella's with Birdie. Daniel Bryan out there to do nothing but serve exposition. He comes out. He plays corporate voice. Look at all these new people on SmackDown. Look at the Thunderdome. Look how fancy and bright everything is. The one cool thing that he did do was tease a couple feuds. Because he even said, he's like, there's a couple guys back there that I would like to mix it up with, like Kevin Owens, like Aleister Black, like Apollo Crews. But afterwards, who's being dubbed as the savior of SmackDown, Mr. Greater Good, Seth Rollins.
All about the greater good.
It had me wrapped in until the second.
Dude, I'm telling you, Seth and Brian. Oh,
match of the year. I said it in our group chat. Like, book it. Match of the fucking year if we get that. But then at the end of this, go ahead and finish. So,
dude, do it. Yes. Well, anyways, Seth comes out. This is Seth's introduction. Nothing too crazy happening here. Just that he's here. He asks Daniel Bryan, what side of history does he want to be on? Does he want to, when it comes to the greater good, does he want to, you can either be with me or against me? Essentially, Daniel Bryan, like he does with his cadence, laughs it off about how silly Seth's persona is, and it's kind of dumb. And he starts to make fun of Seth Rollins, which just chips away at his ego because he takes himself so seriously. And they end up brawling.
That was funny to me, though. Like when Daniel Bryan was the fucking, when he was the championship with Rowan, it was literally almost the exact same thing that Seth was doing. So,
yeah.
But that's when I was like, really, though? Do you really feel that way since you were?
You take your cult status, combine it with my eco warrior.
Right,
it might work out, man. It might actually work. Oh shit! Hey, man, I'm kind of into that. Well, anyways, they brawl. Seth retreats after a little bit. However, out comes Rey Mysterio and Dominic. For once, Angie and Aaliyah are nowhere to be found. Thank God. No offense to them. I mean, I love them to death, but man, it's like, dude, you don't bring your whole family to work every day.
That Seth got drafted to SmackDown. I thought that was going to be the end of the Mysterio shit.
You
then
thought
the next
wrong.
segment, they both get drafted. I'm like, what the? And then when I saw Seth and fucking Daniel Bryan, I thought we were about to get literally the fucking storyline of the year, match of the year, ready to go. And then here comes fucking Dominic and his tiny dad.
Dominic and his tiny dad. Holy shit. Dominic and Ray, they retreat Seth back into the ring where Daniel Bryan is. Seth tries to recruit Daniel Bryan, who Daniel's like, look, I'm not into this weird drama that you're into. So he bails. And then out comes Murphy, teasing the save. Murphy lines himself next to Seth, ends up attacking him, which, thank God, makes sense. Afterwards, Seth is chased off. Dominic and Ray, once again, Ray, he literally gouged your eye out. How are you not at this man's throat every chance you get? Anyways, Murphy extends his hand to Ray and Dominic for their acceptance. Of course, they're reluctant, and they bail on him. What could have been an intriguing, complex, layered story of how two evil cult members manipulate a teenage girl into breaking up a family has somehow divulged into a 31-year-old man trying to gain his girlfriend's father's approval. that just really seems the context of this.
It's like it's like Pineapple Express.
Yo, like it's so basic, man. There's some white girl basic storytelling right here.
Like they don't understand. Like it's like you would think like they hire these writers and like they just don't get it. Like
Not at all.
like
They're in 1991.
look. My girlfriend said they're
I
in
heard
19.
her.
Get with it.
Like they don't get it. And this is a woman that doesn't watch wrestling at all. She started watching it because I do. And like she's even like, what the fuck?
It's 2020, dude.
Yeah, man. Yep.
You don't understand
It's just literally it's this man trying to get his dad, this girl's dad, to approve of their union. It's how it's being translated. It's not being said.
Right.
For once, they're not saying it, but going by everything that takes place on the screen, that's the story that's being told.
The things that they should be subtle about, they're not, and then they're subtle about some shit like this.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man. Another thing that's weird and lame, Street Profits and Rudolph's match is tossed out within minutes of starting. Apparently, this feud is so heated that nobody bothers tagging anymore. And
I just the thing that pisses me off about this whole fucking show is like all they did was like swap shit from Raw over to SmackDown.
telling you, man. Telling you.
That made no fucking sense to me.
No, none. Yeah, so the match is tossed out. It's a DQ finish. No one even really gets the upper hand too much. You had Rudolph beaten down. Fuck, man. Montez Ford and goddamn, why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Well, it was Montez, right? No, it was I can't fucking think of his name.
Yeah,
either.
see, I just made you blank on his name. Montez Ford's partner. I swear I'm a professional, man. I don't know why I'm drawing such a blank right now. Thank you, Angelo Dawkins. Thank you, Angelo. Hey, what's up, bud? But hey, look, it's weird because they're asking for a cameo from your girlfriend, and then this guy shows up.
That's my heterosexual life, mate. But Taylor, they're asking for a cameo.
There you go. Well, anyways, yeah, they're just beating up Dawkins. Afterwards, Montez Ford comes in, gives the largest crossbody I've ever seen. Hey, there we go.
Big Red.
Why cut my hair better than this?
Big Red Machine.
Big Red Machine.
They know what that is.
Everybody's having some fun tonight, man. But yeah. Oh, and did we mention that Ric Flair is in the Thunderdome during this match? Apparently, because they do a commercial together, I guess.
And then you have the fucking Ultimate Warrior Skittles commercial.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking weird, man. Oh god, show's going off the rails, man. You have a lot of people over, man. Dude, that would be so weird. That would be weird doing a podcast in front of people. I would be so distracted.
My girlfriend is not a bunch of people at all.
I lock everybody out of the room. I'm like, hey, look, I'm recording. Y'all need to leave me alone, man.
Adam popped up out of nowhere, like it was.
Yeah.
Gosh.
All right, we're almost done here. Okay, so the Bayley and Sasha Banks contract signing. Basic stuff here. You had Adam Pearce mediating the whole thing. I got to tell you, man. Sasha don't do it for me, man. She don't do it.
I was finally jumping on board, but she sounded lame as fuck.
You know what it was this. Bayley mocks her.
Yeah.
Bayley mocks her saying, "You're just upset because I knew you were going to turn on me, but I beat you to the punch," right? Sasha Banks retorts, "If I was going to turn on you, I would have done it years ago." Here's the thing.
She did do it years ago.
She did do it years ago.
Numerous fucking times.
All the time.
She lost me. Like, she did.
Yo.
She lost me when she came back. Like, they should have never brought her back.
What the
They should have kept her off at least like Royal Rumble or something.
What the fuck, man? Like, That's how you build her as a babyface? You rewrite history?
And what my thing is like, she's never done well as a babyface. Never.
Yo, Sasha
Terrible
Banks
as a
didn't just
babyface.
start making fans weeks ago. Her
Right.
fans have followed her career since NXT.
And they followed her career as she was a fucking heel 90% of her career. And they still were stands for her and still would fucking literally fight you in the streets over it. Like, there's
How-
no point in trying to make her a babyface.
How are you going to rewrite history? And Bayley didn't even interrupt her. Wasn't even like, yo, what happened at Elimination Chamber when you moved Fossamite ass off the cliff?
This goes back to what I've been saying. Like, WWE, like, always insults our intelligence and acts like two heels can't be in a blood feud.
I'm telling you, man.
Like, why can't they just be two heels? Like, Bayley is perfect as a heel now. Sasha is her best as a heel. Why can't we just have two shitty people fucking each other up till we get to the end of it? Why
Make
can't
no
we have?
mistake, they are two shitty people. Sasha Banks is not all of a sudden
Right.
a sympathetic character.
No, and Corey Graves, like, that's the part too. But Corey Graves has been saying for 15 fucking years how terrible a person fucking Sasha Banks is. And now all of a sudden, like, he's on her side.
Dude,
Like, what the fuck? Like, I want a blood feud with two heels. Like, that's what I want. I want a blood feud with two fucking heels just completely destroying each other, talking shit, and making us, like, step back where we can't choose who we want to cheer for.
And you know the thing is, they could have made her a face. Easily. But they were too chicken shit to keep
Right.
her off TV long enough for people to miss her.
Build up people to me. Exactly.
Yeah, they could have made her a face. She could have taken time off to go ahead, do some self-reflection, you know, to go ahead, post some recovery videos of her working out,
Right.
trying to get back into shape. You
Post
know,
some fake shit to her at the doctor's office, getting her neck looked at and shit. Like, all
Yes.
types of, like, was so-
sympathetic stuff. But just because you're a shitty person and another shitty person does some shitty stuff to you doesn't make you sympathetic.
no.
You're
And
still
you
a
don't
shitty person.
And you don't need Sasha to be sympathetic. That's the best thing about her. Like,
Yeah.
look at Vince and all these guys. She's been a heel 90% of her career and still has one of the craziest, most loyal fucking fan bases ever. You don't need her to be a babyface. Make it two shitty people destroying each other and trying to destroy each other and be done with it. And you're still going to get cheers and you're still probably going to have the number one fucking segment on your show if you let two people that they're doing their best at something do that. I don't understand like why they can't let that happen.
I'm telling you, man. I don't know. But actually, I do know. A is their basic ass storytelling, and B, they don't have the patience, nor do they have the balls to try and make other people marketable while you take off one of your bigger names. That's the only reason why they didn't keep her off TV. Anybody else, they would have wrote them off for a couple months.
That's why they bring all these scrub ass fucking people and all these old dudes that haven't wrestled in 10 years for every WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The same thing. They're too scared to fucking let your stars be stars.
Yeah. Well, anyways, back to the actual segment itself. After Sasha and Bayley give their whole thing about just, you know, like Sasha's just, I'm going to take your belt from you at Hell in the Cell. Bayley refuses to sign the contract. This is kind of a neat angle because Sasha tells Bayley that she will face her at Hell in the Cell and she will sign the contract one way or another. This leads you to believe that Sasha's going to like incapacitate Bayley and use her like lifeless body to sign the contract. Kind of like the Triple H marrying Stephanie McMahon angle, you know, just without the date rape stuff. But anyways, for the main event, you had Mark Henry, Rob Stone. Oh, by the way, throughout the whole night, you've had a bunch of sports commentators arguing back and forth who they believe is going to win the main event between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, which really
the Glazer was fire. That was dope. I dug.
Yeah. We do have the main event, and by the way, we have about a half hour to fill, which is crazy because a SmackDown main event usually kicks off with less than 15 minutes.
Right.
Of course, we get like 2 commercial breaks before the match even really gets going.
I got a hot take too. Yeah, go ahead, man. they completely fucking castrated Braun Strowman and ruined him worse than what he always is. And everyone knows that's watching SmackDown recap. I hate Braun Strowman. Nothing about him do I like. But this right here, this pissed me off. As much as I love Roman, I love the direction that they're going. This completely and totally fucking pissed me the fuck off. Because you cut his nuts off, you cut his legs off, you make him look like a bitch, and then you send him over to Raw.
Wait, did you notice that was the theme of the whole night? With
Yeah,
the exception of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, every Raw guest lost their match.
Right.
And decidingly.
Raw's the B show. Like tonight, like we've been all saying it in tweets and in our group chats and shit and everything, but like tonight proved for a fact, undoubtedly, Raw is the B. Really, Raw is the C show.
But those guys are gonna head back to Raw like SmackDown didn't happen, and they're gonna try and be these big guys, and it's like you expect. It's like I don't know, man. They expect like people don't. Raw fans only watch Raw. SmackDown fans only watch SmackDown. There's no continuity between the two brands.
In their mind. There's no brand split in anyone's mind. Like we watch fucking everything.
Yeah, I know.
And like I hate Braun Strowman. Like he got choked out, beat with a chair, and got his ass completely whipped. And now you're gonna send him on to Raw and make him be like we're supposed to think he's a monster.
He's the monster on Raw. Yeah. No, he'll come out. He'll be angry and squash jobbers and lesser known people for a month straight to get his his image.
I loved it and hated it at the same time. I loved it because I hate Braun Strowman so much, and Roman just choked him out like a bitch. But like at the same time, it's like you're sending this dude over to fucking Raw to be nothing.
He's one of your big draws, like one of your big draft picks.
Right, like one of the people you've been putting everything behind for the last 4 years.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if you look at it, Jeff Hardy essentially squashed. We'll get into the match more, but Braun Strowman squashed. Sheamus is the one who ate the pin, so Raw guy ate the pin on his team. Like I said, the only Raw people that did not lose was the New Day. But yeah, no, just overall thing was just the Raw superstars just got beat quite easily. But anyways, the match between Braun Strowman and Roman was actually pretty good. There was callbacks. Braun letting Roman know he's not finished with him. He's still not finished with him. They were going through some of their greatest spots. They actually have chemistry in the ring.
Forever.
Yeah. However, this was all to help build the story between Roman and Jay. Like you said, so it's officially part of Roman's arsenal now, the kick out low blow. That is kind of cool. He has a sneaky card.
Signature. You got to have a signature move as a heel.
Yeah. So he has that whole his arms between your legs when you're pinning him, and then he low blows you because the ref's on the other side. Right. That's pretty cool. That's pretty dope actually. But
everything about him is dope as a heel.
Yeah.
What we've been wanting and asking for fucking 5 years now.
Yeah.
The only thing that sucks is Paul's not a bigger part of it.
Well, I think Paul right now is playing the perfect part. I think he's part of the aesthetic. It helps. But anyways, going back, Braun Strowman does manage to kick out of a spear. Roman Reigns reaches down into his bag of tricks, pulls out a guillotine, and surprisingly works effectively. He actually chokes out Braun. When I saw him put it on, I was like, okay, it's just like a transitional move. But they were billing the shit out of it. Like commentary was putting it over.
That's one of my, like even on 2K and everything, that's like my finisher on 2K is the guillotine. Like I love that fucking move, and especially for somebody that does a spear or anything like that, like that's the perfect fucking counter to it. Like I love that shit. I hope he keeps. To me, I think all heels should have at least one submission move because it makes you feel more for the baby face if you fucking choke them out or fuck them up too bad where they gotta like the ref has to call it. Like it gives you more. It gives the fans more thing to get up behind the baby. Like, oh, he didn't tap out. The ref stopped it. Blah 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 blah.
I got a question for you. Now this is a long shot. This is kind of reaching. Do you think they gave him a submission move that makes people pass out in retaliation to Jon Moxley having the bulldog choke and choking people out?
Absolutely. Yeah. No doubt about it. Like no doubt about it. That's absolutely what that's for.
Seth Rollins is going to debut his new chokehold next week.
I don't think it's going to be that, but I definitely think Roman is doing the same thing because John's.
Yeah, it's a badass thing to do is make people pass out. Yes, that's what they do with Braun. People forget about that. Braun used to do an arm triangle to the guy standing. He would hang him.
He should have never stopped doing that. That made him scary. That made him look like a badass.
He hung you. But yeah. Well, anyways.
Well, you got to think. That was Jake Hager's move just on the ground when he first started.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was doing the arm triangle. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
After the match, Roman hits Braun again. Out comes Jey Uso at the top of the ramp. Roman's essentially sending a message to Jey.
Yeah.
He's sacrificing Braun. He's telling him this is how we feed our family. This is what we do. Essentially like farmers showing off how they slaughter their livestock to feed the family.
Literally said, if I do this to him, what you think I'll do to you?
Yeah. It should be the other way around. It should be him making an example out of his own family member to scare somebody he's not related to, but I get what they were going for. Well, anyways, Roman still, I love the aspect of his character that he pleads that he's doing this out of love,
Right.
And that he's telling Jey, like, you trying to take this spot makes no sense. We all have our own roles here, and I love that mentality is a very
only view to anything we have that makes sense. Like he's right, and like I feel like eventually this is how we're gonna get them to be a part of it because they finally he just beats them into fucking submission, and they finally just get down with them.
Yeah, so he lays out a chair because he's now beating Braun down with a chair. He lays down the chair for Jey, signifying to him. Pick it up, do it to Braun, fall in line. And then he even gives Jey the chance to turn on him. He turns his back to him. Jey picks up the chair. At this point, you have like all the backstage hands, Adam Pearce, referees yelling at Jey, don't do it. It's really good drama, man. It was really good drama.
Yeah. Adam Pearce is dope.
Yeah, Jey.
Semi-authority figure.
Yeah. Jey frustratingly throws the chair down. Roman smiles, turns around, tells him he loves him, and Jey fucking snaps. He punches him in the face, super kick, and then him screaming, you love me, I love you, and beating the piss out of Roman with the chair was like some bone-chilling drama. And then the sight of everybody wrestling the chair out of him and him just fucking primal screaming at Roman. Man, the chemistry they have between this family dynamic is so genuine and fucking awesome, dude.
We say this all the time. Like, you can tell when people really like each other because they beat the shit out of each other and it looks real. Like, it feels like a real fight or like a real beatdown. That's why
that's what
I hope
Triple H and Shawn Michaels would say. They said, no one hits you harder than your friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I hope we end up getting this. This ends up with the bloodline after all this.
Yeah.
That's all I'm hoping.
As everybody wrestles Jey around or away from Roman, Roman gets up, Superman punches Jey, and then lets him know. He said that was your last chance, and then turns his back, walks off, and that's SmackDown.
I just hope he stops doing the Superman punches. The game,
God, dude, it's the Superman punch is it's not even a good babyface move. Like, I mean, I don't mind Orange Cassidy doing it because he's like a smaller guy, but having a big dude do it, just it's kind of dumb.
Replace the Superman punch with the fucking guillotine.
That I mean, dude, I bet Roman just Finn Balor's shotgun drop kick. I wouldn't mind seeing that, dude. I bet Roman send your ass across the ring.
When he does around the ring, like, I like that. I've always that was one of my favorite moves of his. Like, but I hope the guillotine is a real thing moving forward. It's like.
You know what would be an awesome move for Roman to replace that that fucking Superman punch? JBL's clothesline from hell.
Oh yes! Oh my god!
That would be perfect to give him instead of that Superman punch.
I never thought about it. And when he hits it with the ooh and all that shit and fucking just take his fucking head off.
Yep.
Look at the boss man making up fucking dope moves. Let's go.
I'm telling you, man. Well, anyways, that was the show. It was a lot of fun. Can't wait to see the season premiere of Raw. Yeah, so we're gonna tune in for
SmackDown Superstars on Raw. Do we know yet?
I think we're done. I think we're done. I don't know though. I don't know. Watch this weekend. But man, thank you guys for joining us once again. If you like the video and you like hearing us, like, subscribe, hit the comments up on YouTube and everything. Go ahead, head over to our Twitter, follow the show at SmackDown Pod. You have our handles up on the screen. Myself at the Kai Tai Show, RN at Mr. 8984. Give us a follow. But other than that, man, we'll catch you later on the next show. Y'all have a good one.
Have a good weekend, guys.